Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Today on The Young and the Restless, Summer and Claire clear the air. Phyllis offers to be there for Nick, and Daniel tells Heather that Sharon seems to blame him. Credit: CBS screenshot. All products and services featured are independently chosen by editors. However, Soaps.com may receive a commission on orders placed through its retail links, and the retailer may receive certain auditable data for accounting purposes. Summer is startled to run into Claire in Chancellor Park. She explains that Harrison and Kyle are at the Dinosaur Museum. Summer notices she has a huge bag, and Claire explains it's a gift for their grandparents. Sitting on the bench, they try some small talk. It's all about Harrison and his drawing. When Summer asks to see the gift she got for their grandparents, Claire explains that she's legally changing her name. Even Cole thought it would make her feel like more a part of the family. The gift is to make it official. It's a family tree. Summer is sure that their grandparents will love it. Claire hopes so. She's never been part of anything like this before. Talk turns to Nikki offering Claire a job. Summer admits she hopes she won't take it. Claire wonders if that's because of what happened in the past and swears she's not that person anymore. She can understand why Summer never trusted her or wanted her near Harrison. Summer explains that she doesn't want Claire to stop taking care of Harrison, but says she should make the choice for her own reasons, not anyone else's. She admits that she's been difficult with her and hopes that won't affect her choices. Summer says that things are finally a little better with Kyle, although they'll always be complicated. Claire says she knows. She knows too much about the Newman family. That was part of her job. As much as Jordan taught her to resent them, she still wanted badly to be one of them. Especially someone like Summer. She was everything she wasn't but wanted to be. Maybe that's why she's tried so hard to get her to like her. Laughing, Summer says it's nice to be an inspiration. Claire explains she hasn't accepted Nikki's job offer, but maybe down the road. Before Summer can go, they talk about Fate's accident. Finally, Summer admits to Claire that she's still getting used to them being family, but will get there. At Crimson Lights, Phyllis asks Nick how he's doing and says she and Summer are planning to visit Faith and Lucy. She explains that Lucy is an emotional mess, even if she's okay physically. This is all awkward for him, but she urges him to sit down and relax with her for a second. She's sure that this is weighing on him. Nick says he needs to stay strong for his daughter and stop himself from going to a dark place. When Phyllis asks who he has to lean on, he jokes he has a headboard. It was a scary night, but everyone will survive. His ex reminds him that he can always lean on her. They discuss how guilty Heather and Daniel must be feeling. Phyllis doesn't think they deserve any blame. He makes it clear that he's not blaming anyone. That's a relief to her. Phyllis is sure that Lucy will realize that actions have consequences. Nick admits that this is all dredging up the past. He's reminding himself that this is different, but it's hard not to go there. They know this is harder on Sharon, and Phyllis hopes this won't push her over the edge. As they discuss whether or not Sharon got her meds sorted out, Phyllis worries that there is something that Sharon is not dealing with. They debate what Nick should do about it. He refuses to cut and run, but she insists that it's not his place to ride in and save Sharon again. When Nick stands up, she apologizes if she's upset him, but says she will still worry about him. He's stuck with it. Once Nick's gone, Summer arrives. Her mom explains they will be giving the hospital crew a little time before they head over. Summer is sure that Sharon has been freaking out. Her mom doesn't think she had far to go. Phyllis is more concerned about Lucy and says they need to come together as a family to make sure this doesn't happen again. They are so lucky history didn't repeat itself. At home, Sharon argues with absent Cameron, telling him to stay away. She knows there is clearly blame to be assigned in what's happened. She jumps when Maria appears. She came by to get a change of clothes for Faith and asks her mom who she was just talking to so intensely. Sharon claims she's just been talking to herself and has been upset since she got the call about the accident. It sounds like a lot more than that to Maria. Her mom insists she was just venting alone at home and is embarrassed she heard it. As they discuss Faith, Sharon insists she has to be fine. Cameron appears in the corner and she stares at him. Her daughter notices this, but Sharon dismisses her concerns. When Maria tells her she's sure this situation is bringing up thoughts of Cassie, Sharon snaps and says that everyone keeps reminding her of that when she's trying to keep those thoughts out of her mind. Maria apologizes, and Sharon does too. She admits that it never goes away. Her daughter urges her to scream and let it out, "I'm afraid if I start, I'll never be able to stop," says Sharon. What she needs is to stop all the feelings of rage she has. Cameron urges her to keep quiet about that. Sharon tells her daughter that she's just angry at the world and her brain's spinning. She was rattled to begin with. Mariah urges her to stop being so hard on herself and asks if she's sorting out her meds. Her mom claims she's on top of it and tears up as she tells her how much she appreciates her. Bobbing her head around, she says she'll be fine, and so will Faith. Cameron gives her the thumbs up. When Mariah says she wants to go to the hospital with her, Cameron complains that these people never seem to leave her alone. Will they ever get out of their way? Sharon urges Mariah to go to the hospital on her own. She will see her there. Once Mariah is gone, Cameron claps and congratulates her online to her daughter. Sharon snaps that she's not enjoying deceiving her family. He's sure the truth would be too disturbing for them, and they'd want to interfere. He reminds her that she could get rid of him at any time, but she needs him to listen to her darkest thoughts and keep her from falling into kindness. She needs him to feed her anger so she can do what needs to be done. Touching her face, Cameron says he will be there as long as she needs him. At the hospital, Heather tells Daniel that all the tests on their daughter are okay, and she may even be able to go home today. Like nothing even happened, he says. She says they were lucky. He can't help worrying that something worse could have happened. The lawyer tells him they need to live in the present and be grateful. He's feeling guilty because they were not paying enough attention to their daughter. She slipped out and caused an accident that could have been fatal. Heather knows their daughter screwed up and she will be punished. Beyond that, her conscience is clear, and thinking about what they should have done is useless. She's surprised when he explains that Sharon seems to blame him for this. This makes sense to him given their history. He's been getting the impression that she still looks at him like the stupid teen who cost her daughter her life. Is that something she could forgive or forget? Heather doesn't know. He says that it doesn't matter how long ago it happened. He has to live with it. She urges him to stop blaming himself. There's nothing they can do about Sharon's anger. She's been watching him torture himself about this since he was a teenager, and he needs to make peace with it. Lucy cries out to her parents, panicking that Faith is gone. Her parents rush over and explain she's just down getting tests. They try to calm her, but she feels so guilty. She beats herself up and sobs that this is all her fault. Sharon arrives to hear Lucy sobbing that this is all her fault. She steps behind the curtain, reeling. Mariah finds her and Nick arrives as Sharon cries that she was rattled by seeing Faith's bed empty. Nick says they just took her down for tests. Heather appears, and Sharon forces a smile. Nick walks off, and Maria has to leave to take a call. Nick runs into Daniel down the hall. They talk about how hard this has been on Lucy. When Nick assures Daniel that none of this is his fault, he doesn't really agree. The Newman urges him not to blame himself or think about the past, but focus on his daughter while she needs him. Left alone with Sharon, Heather starts telling her how sorry she is, and how her family only wishes what's best for her family. She knows it's a lot for her. Sharon glares as she reminds Heather she doesn't know that much about her life. Heather corrects herself and says she really hopes they can support the kids through their recovery and not focus on recriminations. Next on The Young and the Restless, Victor calls Nate's bluff. Lily puts Billy on notice, and Adam blames Chelsea for their problems.